What's going on, y'all? Sean here, and I want to talk to you today a little bit briefly about how not to fast. So I'm going to be a little bit transparent here, based on one of my fasting experiences several years ago. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, so fasting is something that if you follow me, you know that I kind of talk about it from time to time, and I'm very much of a believer in the practice of fasting, so to speak, for life, for health reasons, but then also for just the the how do you say, the power that it gives you to overcome cravings and to really focus. So fasting, I don't do a lot of extended fast. When I say extended, I mean like 3 days or longer. But I do perform a lot of shorter fasts, like a day or 18 hours or something like that. Because fasting just has so many benefits for, like, again, helping you to overcome cravings, helping you to lose fat, and you know, healing even. Now, this particular time when I fasted, I was probably a teenager. It was probably around when I was in college. So maybe 18, 19 years old. And the church I was attending at the time, my mom and dad's church, we would have prayer every Monday evening. And so before this particular prayer time on Monday, we were going to fast. We weren't going to eat breakfast or lunch. We weren't going to eat until after we did prayer at the church. And so that's what we did. So after dinner on Sunday, you weren't eating anything else until dinner the next day. So the first mess up was that I wasn't really praying like I should, and that meant that my mind was on food. So what you'll notice whenever you fast is that you start to think about food a lot. So that's, because your body is kind of like, you see how much your life centers around food. And so instead of me really paying attention to that and noticing that, I leaned into it. And so I was just thinking about food 24/7. My conversations with my brother, all around food. Conversations with my parents, all around food. I was thinking about foods I hadn't thought about in years. I was thinking about what we were going to eat afterwards and all this kind of stuff. When I think about it, it's pretty ridiculous. But this is something that happens every time I fast, pretty much. That I'm at least tempted to think a whole lot about food. And the danger in that is that you can be so much anticipating food that once you get to the end of the fast, you're ready to let it all hang out, and then you just kind of like blow it. You eat like a madman when you come off the fast. So we fasted. Like I said, I didn't do a lot of prayer. Whatever it was supposed to pray about, didn't get much prayer time. And so we go and we do the prayer at the church, and then it was decided that we were going to go out to eat with another family at the church, and so we went to Cracker Barrel. If you're not familiar with Cracker Barrel, they have like country southern food, not as in soul food, but it's more so just kind of like country food. And I know Cracker Barrel is at least down here in the southeast of the United States. And so anyhow, we went there, and if you know anything about Cracker Barrel, you know that they give out bread with their meals. So like cornbread and biscuits, both of which are pretty good. And at the time, I was real big on their biscuits, and my mind was so primed with all of my contemplation and thinking about food. Even I can even just remember how I was in the back of the car when we were headed to Cracker Barrel from our prayer time, and I was just like, I couldn't wait. I didn't know what to do with myself. So no lie, I probably that night had at least 5, 6 biscuits, at least. So I'm not counting my meal. You talking about an entree with two sides. You talking about a drink with refills, and aside from all of that stuff, I ate about 5, 6 biscuits. And even worse is that whenever we were headed home, we got a carry out container and packed up some of the biscuits and cornbread with us. And I may have eaten another biscuit or two before the night was out. So I blew it. I blew it. The reason why that was a problem, one, it just showed that the way that I allowed the path I allowed my mind to travel caused me to just totally throw away discipline. Totally. And this is the problem that happens a lot of times when we fast. Instead of like using that time of like not eating to focus on something productive, so to speak, focus on prayer, focus on, journaling and things like that. Instead, what we end up doing is we allow ourselves to kind of like just kind of flow with however our body is feeling. Your body's going to be really, really craving food. And so you're not careful. That's all you think about. And you start making all these plans and this and that for what you're going to eat afterwards. Your mind's not on anything except for that. The other reason why that's it's really problematic to do what I did is because when you fast, your body has a chance to heal. Your body has a chance to kind of like purge itself from a lot of the excesses that you have essentially exposed it to. A lot of the way that we eat, we wouldn't have needed to be eating these ways, anyway. And so when you finally stop the eating of all this bad stuff, and your body has a chance to rejuvenate itself, you'll get your taste back for, because your taste buds a lot of times are dulled with all the sugar and salt that we consume, and you kind of start to regulate your blood sugar better. You lose some fat, all this kind of stuff. But like because my body had been able to kind of rest and relax and kind of like regroup, throwing in all those biscuits and whatever other stuff was a bad idea. Now it didn't affect me, thankfully, and that's probably because I was young and because the fast wasn't too much longer. But sometimes doing that kind of stuff when you come off of a fast can actually be pretty dangerous. It's a bad idea for coming off of a fast. So don't do what I did, please. Don't do what I did. Understand, fasting is a great tool, and I would recommend that everybody do. I mean, obviously, you need to make sure you check with your doctor, especially if you're dealing with something like diabetes or something like that. Because it can be kind of dangerous to fast if you have those kind of issues. But anyhow, fasting is great for, like I say, losing fat. It's also great for healing, and it also is very good for what tends to be the root cause of being overweight, which is unhealthy cravings. We eat all this addictive food that we're just saturated and inundated with in our society. The processed foods, the sugary foods, and salty and all this kind of stuff. And so, if you fast, especially at least about 2 or 3 days, those cravings will start to break. So, once you fast, you actually can get to the point where you don't even really desire the other stuff anymore. That's what you want. That's where you're going to see the permanent weight and health benefits of fasting. But don't do what I did. As we get older, it becomes increasingly important to maintain and build muscle. Muscle helps you burn fat, stay mobile, and can contribute to longevity. However, many people have no idea how to work out to build muscle. My mini workout series on Patreon provides you with my body weight mini workout video library. These workouts use little to no equipment, which means that you can do them in the privacy of your own home. They start at beginner level and progress from there to ensure you continue to see results. Every workout is a full body workout, hitting chest, back, legs, and glutes, as well as other muscles in between. Become a patron today and receive access to my series of mini workouts, plus access to a digital copy of my book, 8 Weeks to Transform Your Diet and Your Health. By combining the workouts with healthy diet changes, as outlined in my book, you'll definitely be on your way to weight loss, improved health, and visible results. Join me at patreon.com/SeanB2B Fitness today.